So welcome back to today's podcast at Brands Hatch for the British Superbikes round 5. Next, we're going to be speaking to True Heroes Racing. So let's see what they have to say. Now, I've got Dave Sellers and Dave McKay here who are I've been involved with or racing with True Heroes Racing for quite some time. So I'll do a bit of an introduction into my support with True Heroes. So obviously, you may know I'm a military veteran myself. Previously PDSD, left the military and chose a career in business. So what I'm trying to do and achieve by supporting this great team here is to use some of my success and the revenues I achieve and give to other veterans what I think is a fantastic team here doing, obviously competing in competitive level here at Brands Hatch today. So what I want to do, guys, is just ask you both a couple of quick questions really. First of all, if you can just tell me a little bit about your military background. And secondly, why and what got you into True Heroes Racing. So I'll start with yourself there, Dave, please.
Well, yeah, I was in the Royal Navy, the senior of the services. I
thought it was only Army people.
No, I was in the Royal Navy. I joined as a Fleet Air Arm and aircraft engineer. So I worked down at Cool Roads and stuff on Sea Kings and Lynx helicopters. And then I did 7.5 years, and things were going okay, but I just needed a change. I just got a bit fed up with the forces thing and wanted something else, so I left. So yeah, and then.
And what got you into the race team then, or the race team?
So I've been racing since 2003. I've been racing as soon as I left the forces. Actually, I started racing, and I bumped into True Heroes in I think 2013 or 2012. I bumped into Phil and Murray back then, and Luke as well. It was Luke, wasn't it? Yeah. So, so I always used to see him, and obviously I was ex-forces. There was always loads of banter. Probably one of the first things I saw with him was at Donington Park when they all rocked up, and I pulled up next to him, and all the people in the paddock, the people who party everywhere, was like, dropped me here, and I was like, oh, you're not putting him next to this lot here, these bunch of, I said, cripples, and everyone's laughing, but obviously the people who chucked us in there were like, you can't say that, and obviously the military banter thing. So yeah, so I've known him since then. And nothing ever happened until 2019. They needed a rider, and I got a phone call from Phil asking if I wanted to go and ride at Assen, and I'd retired by then, so he dragged me back out of retirement.
So keeping you busy then, and
yeah, and I've been in ever since. I love it. I get to ride a bike, I get to help people out, and it's a worthy cause. What's not to love about it?
Brilliant. And what about yourself?
Myself, I had a full military career, so from a comms background, so Royal Signals. Did my time, decided it was time to leave, walk away with my pension, and just go and chill out a little bit. Yeah, no dramas, stepped away with that pension, but I went to university full time when I left for 3 years, and I've been racing since 2012, so I just wanted one more season, really. So after the military, I was like, right, I'm going to invest in a season at the British. Funded myself pretty much for 2015, and that's how I got into the team. But I just sort of chipped away, and then Phil asked me to ride. They had a bike, and that was it. So, and that's it. The rest is history, really. I've been with the team since 2015. So
obviously it's Brands Hatch weekend, BSB round 5, and obviously how do you find Brands Hatch as a circuit, and how much do you enjoy riding in this?
I like the GP circuit, mainly because you don't get to come here any other time apart from the BSB. I wouldn't make the effort to come and do a track day because it's a long way from home. So yeah, to come here and ride the big circuit, it's pretty special. And because it's at the BSB, you're at that level. It's a lot safer. So I do like the big circuit over the shorter Indy circuit.
I like Brands Hatch GP. I don't like Indy. I think I'm just not a fan of this Indy circuit at all. But it's half of the GP circuit, so you've got to enjoy some parts of it. Like Dave said, you don't get to ride here often. Because of the houses on the back, you don't often get a GP circuit. But I love the circuit, but I struggle with it. I don't know why. It's the corners. It kind of cuts corners what suit me, but for some reason I struggle a little bit here. I never used to in the past, but I don't know. Hopefully this weekend we'll get over it a little bit and go a little bit quicker. So we'll see.
Brilliant. All right, guys, thank you very much, and good luck for the weekend. So next we have another two members of the True Heroes racing team. So if you could just start, guys, introduce yourselves and just tell us a little bit about what you're doing and your roles within the True Heroes race team.
My name's Charlie. I'm one of the Ducati riders in the True Heroes racing team, and I've come from the Royal Navy motorsport team.
Okay, fantastic. And how long have you been racing, Charlie?
This is about my 6th season now.
And how long of that has been with True Heroes racing?
This is my first year with True Heroes.
Brilliant. Enjoying it?
Yeah, absolutely love it. Different ball game there.
Totally different. One of the things that I noticed with the True Heroes race team, different to most of the conventional race teams that we find in the paddock, is, and we mentioned this on the last interviews that we've just done there, is the camaraderie between the whole team itself, whether that's the staff members, the riders, the mechanics, and also quite a significant sort of fan club that follows around. How much are you enjoying being part of this team?
It's just a completely different experience having like a tri-service team, everyone mucking in and helping each other when things go wrong. It's really good. It's like being at work again.
Yeah, brilliant. And same for yourself.
Yeah, I'm Leon. I've come from the Army Motorsports team, so I was racing with them previously for the last 5 years, and got picked up to do the tri options with True Heroes. And the military side of it, the atmosphere here is great, and I think it added a little bit of combined service, because me and Charlie seen each other around the paddock because we raced against each other, but we didn't really chat. We just said all right to each other now and then. But since we've been part of True Heroes, we've got quite a good relationship out of it. So we bounce off each other a little bit with the quite similar times, same bikes and all that. So we've got a lot to chat about and a lot to get on with. So.
Yeah, brilliant. So obviously this is Brands Hatch weekend. Have you got much experience on the Brands Hatch circuit?
I've been here once, and that was 2019. I haven't got a clue. I can't remember anything about it because it was a chucked in the deep end kind of thing. It was a wild card, and I didn't really note anything down. I was on somebody else's bike, so I didn't really get any data or anything like that. So for me coming here again, yeah, I've been here once, but it's just going around this morning was like being here for the first time again. So
yeah, brilliant. And what about yourself?
Done plenty of laps around the Indy circuit, but the GP is completely new to me. So free practice this morning was interesting.
How did that go?
Just trying to learn the track. That back section's pretty daunting.
Seems like a lot of cornering or what they call technical aspects to the track on this specific circuit compared to, say, Silverstone. I mean, how do you fare with that?
I'm just out there to enjoy it, and that back bit of the GP circuit is absolutely unreal. Just nice sweeping, quick corners, blind corners. Everything you want in motorbike racing.
It seems like there's a lot of blind corners, and to have the confidence just to go straight into that corner with not being here for many a time before is that's the daunting bit, because you just got to tip it in, and it will be there, but just trying to get it in your head that you are going to be turning right in a minute. It's hard to get into your head, but we're enjoying it now. We're definitely enjoying it. It's fast.
Excellent, brilliant. Well, thank you very much, and I wish you best luck for the weekend.
Thank you.
Cheers, thank you. So next we have Phil, Spencer and Chris, again from True Heroes Racing. So this is a bit of a special interview there. So what I wanted to ask the guys basically is, Phil is the what he likes to think is the boss of True Heroes Racing there, and obviously we got Chris, who's an amputee, and I think this is groundbreaking stuff that I want to sort of touch upon what makes this team unique. We've covered in the previous interviews about the different military backgrounds, what the team means to these riders and everyone that's involved with them, the following that the team has. So I think this is a great opportunity just to sort of gather a little bit of inside information from Phil, first of all, about why he's got into this and what it means to him, and obviously everyone else involved, and then yourself, Chris, who's as an amputee there racing in the superbikes here at Brands Hatch. So I think I'll start with getting straight to yourself there, Chris. So if you can just tell me how you got into racing, how long you've been racing, and more importantly then, a little bit about your background and how you got involved with True Heroes Racing.
Okay, well, as well, I was in the army. It was my company sergeant major that got me into the bike racing, and I only ever spanned for him at the time. I built a bike ready to race and never got a chance to race it. So I ended up I woke up over a week later one day and missed bits. It was a bit of a strange wake-up call. But then when I came round, I knew that the army was going to get taken away. So I then decided to put all my time into the bikes, and that was my therapy. And then it just ended up going more and more into it from there. I had a Thundercat, old heap of a bike that I tried. It was just a lump, but I got on well with it. And then went on to an R1, had a go on an R1, enjoyed it. Started taking up the racing. So it was just trying to take that time just to get used to trying to ride as a amputee and to see where it went. Started racing and just been gradually getting faster and faster each time I get onto the bike. And then as of last year, Phil approached me and asked me if I wanted to get involved with the team and basically take it to the next level. And it's been a huge step up, I'm not going to lie. Pants are filling at points, I'm not going to lie. But to have the opportunity to come away with True Heroes and race at the British Superbikes is just been a game changer in itself. And it's amazing the standard of riding. It's amazing how the team is. Everyone wants to help. Everyone's trying to get you moving along. It's just been an absolutely incredible experience, and I can't thank the team enough, and I can't thank Phil enough.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks for that, Chris. That was a great, a great description there. I think it's always important to remember that. I mean, I've spoken to obviously many of the riders, and even my own personal experiences with the military. There, many people are completely fine. Many are injured, mental or physically. They're both injuries there. And I think the important part of having something to focus on and commit to that is outside of the army. As we all know, there's not significant support out there. I think what I notice, and I come to yourself now, Phil, is the support network that the team offers. It's riders, it's it's team members, but it's followers as well. The individuals. I see the people who come to these events, all the time. So I'll go over to yourself now, Phil. So I think a good point to start is what on earth are you thinking by starting here? And how's it going? What's it mean to you and everyone else, and where do you want to take it?
Yeah, so obviously True Heroes Racing was formed back in 2012, but the story really starts probably 3 or 4 years before that. I'm still serving in the Royal Navy. Back then I was a Harrier aircraft engineer out on operations in Afghanistan, where the jets were providing close air support to the troops on the ground, people like Chris. And came back from those tours of duty, in one piece, where we were based with, as you can imagine, £30 million jets. It was like a holiday camp at Kandahar compared to the FOBs and the front line where the guys were. So like many service personnel, came back from that conflict and wanted to do something to help my brethren and my military family, and started raising money for military charities. Ended up doing stuff at the British Superbikes with hospitality days for injured servicemen at Headley Court at a time. And then just one day it was like, why are we stood on the sidelines? Why are we not using this sport in one shape or form to act as a therapy organisation? And that was it. And I'd happened to organise a hospitality day for an injured serviceman who was just that epitome. He was the individual that I needed to bike. You can't have a race team without a rider, and Murray was that person. And that was it. And in 2012 we took Murray racing, got him his race licence, and in 2013 broke new ground and brought the first disabled rider into the British Superbike Championships back in 2013 here at Brands Hatch. And the organisation has just grown from strength to strength over the last 10 years. And like Chris said, it provides therapy. People use the sport and use involvement with True Heroes Racing as a therapy. It's a beneficial group of beneficiaries bouncing off of each other in a unique environment, doing something unique, whether they're riding like Chris or whether they're spannering on the bikes like the other guys and girls, preparing it. It's all aspects of the team. It's just that collective peer group therapy. So the expansion over the last 10 years is phenomenal, really. I could never have imagined where we've ended up 10 years on from where it started. But that then makes you think, where could we go in the next 5 to 10 years? Loads of things we'd love to do, loads of things we can still do to help the guys and girls. We might not be on operations in the public eye, but military service is dangerous, and we're still doing stuff that's not perhaps in the media, where the guys and girls are getting injured, are suffering life-changing injuries, and their careers in the military are ending, and this gives them something else to get involved with while they're going through their rehab, as well as that transition out of the military.
Yeah, brilliant. One of the things I want to touch on as well is, obviously it's quite important to look at. True Heroes Racing isn't a usual race team who wants a podium finish every race. Well, sorry, they'd like a podium finish every race, but it's not about about coming first. It's about everything else, which I think puts you apart to the other teams. Now, as we all know, this is an expensive sport, and it all costs considerable amounts of money just to have a bike. Nevertheless, numerous bikes with all of the other bits that go in, the transport, and so on. So, obviously, look at ourselves, who's come in and obviously offered a sponsorship there for yourself, along with some other great sponsors. How important is sponsorship for you? And is there anything you'd like to sort of say to encourage anyone that would like to get involved with a sponsorship with the True Heroes Racing and getting behind what we believe is a fantastic and great cause? Yeah,
you're right. To pick up on the first point you made there, the riders ultimately facilitate the wider beneficiary opportunities. And that's what it's all about. You say a professional race team, we provide that setup and stuff, but the professional teams out there, it's about the rider and their results. Whereas for us, it's not as focused on the rider. Don't get me wrong, we still focus on making sure they've got a safe bike to go out on track, and they do the best they can. But the fact that we have a bike out on track means the opportunities exist for the wider beneficiaries. Like you say, we've probably got the biggest, next to the Affinity Academy, the biggest number of bikes in one single awning in the paddock, So that costs a fair amount of money. Sponsorship is the lifeblood of what we are able to offer, so the opportunities we can do for the beneficiaries. It all comes from sponsorship. We don't get any grants from the government, from the military. It's all through corporate sponsorship, and run on a very tight budget. The lads will laugh about a squeak if I walk. I'm that tight, because it's about managing that budget to make sure the opportunities exist for as many people as possible. I always want to do more. I'm always looking for the next pound. The next pound means I can do something, and that's what it's about. So, a plea from me is, if there's anybody that's interested in either getting involved in the sport or getting involved in us because of who we are and what we stand for, then please make contact with us. The opportunities that we can offer and the tangible benefits that being involved with us have been proven to provide are immense, and we can show you that firsthand. Yeah, brilliant. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much, and we wish you all the best of luck with the weekend.